A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Hey everybody, we are here. It is I forgot what session number this is, but we haven't been together in a few weeks. I am very excited. This is going to represent the final, this session, but also the next few episodes will represent the end of I would call it the improvisational Yag'Dhul arc. Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate y'all listening to us. It's been an adventure, literally, both like creating this show and also experiencing this as a dungeon master, GM, whatever you want to call me. I have to remind our audience, I am not in control of this game. I know it may seem like I am, but I cannot. I cannot predict the actions or choices made by this group, and that is by far my favorite thing about doing this story. Everybody, are we ready to rock and roll?
Do we want to reintroduce ourselves because it's been a hot minute?
I was going to say, let's do that.
We do it every few episodes just to remind people who we are. Also, attention. I like attention.
Yeah, you do. Charles, how about you kick us off?
Alrighty. I'm Charles. My pronouns are he, him. I play Win, the Duros pilot. Pronouns he, they.
Nice. Hope?
Hi, I'm Hope. My pronouns are she, her. I play Gaz, who is a Gazo, and she also has she, her pronouns.
Jess?
I'm Jess. My pronouns are they, them. I play Lysander, who's a human, and his pronouns are he, him. Also, I'm sick, I'm sorry.
Yeah, poor Jess is sick, y'all, so they are an awesome champion for showing up to record today, so I appreciate that.
Lysander just got grazed, so now, Lysander can...
I don't know if that would make him sound like this.
Oh, Elzar!
Nathan?
Yeah, hi, I am Nathan. My pronouns are they, them. I play Zero, the droid engineer, whose pronouns are also they, them.
Nice. And then Colton.
Hi, my name's Colton. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm playing IA1N, everyone's favorite little droid, and they use any pronouns. So, yeah, hi.
And I'm Chris. I'm the person that runs this game, supposedly, and I play everybody. My pronouns are he, him, and also queen, because I am one. All right, so let's jump right into it. When we left our heroes, y'all were racing away from the space station in two ships. You're heading towards Yag'Dhul. On the freighter is pretty much everybody but Win.
Also Gonk. Gonk is with Win.
That's true. Administrator Aslan, who was unconscious, is with y'all. On the Squonk is Win and Gonk. And the corpse of Bruin. So, good times. With that said, just to kind of set the stage real quick, the space station itself is not near the atmosphere of Yag'Dhul. There are 3 moons that are in this system that have kind of create this very interesting gravitational pull that makes Yag'Dhul a very dangerous place for most people to live. There is a lot of radiation in this part of space, and also a lot of floating debris like large asteroids and such just going all over the place and being moved around. So with that said, Win, I assume you're piloting the ship, not Gunk?
That would be a correct assumption. However, I do understand the need to clarify.
Right. And then Zero, you are piloting the freighter.
To great effect, I'm sure.
Right. Okay, so, and Elzar is on the freighter with you all as well. So, with that said, Elzar is kind of looking around a bit at the state of the freighter, he does remark and say, "Wow, you travel in luxury," and the administrator Aslan is starting to wake up.
Um.
Oh.
Oh, so I was just going to. Gaz was gonna take a look at Lysander's wounds, and kind of wince and go, "I don't think we have any med packs on here."
Well, I guess we'll just have to grin and bear it.
Excuse me, Mr. Jedi Man?
Elzar is my name.
Yes, sir. Can you look at Lysander's wounds, please? Just make sure they're okay.
Yeah, he walks up and looks at Lysander for a little bit, and he closes his eyes. And he says, "Well, it's a clean blaster wound. You're not gonna die, but unfortunately, I don't have a way to heal you."
Like I said, just grin and bear it.
So Elzar looks at the rest of you and just says, "So, I need to ask. A lot of people just got smashed by this ship back there. Lots of loss of life. And we have kidnapped the administrator of the space station. So, what's the plan?"
That's a good question.
We should go to the cockpit and make sure Zero's doing okay, and call Win, and see, and we'll make the plan.
I know that Ambassador Pola is probably being held at the administrator's mansion, but other than that, I can't tell you anything else.
I will attempt to retrieve this information. Please excuse me. And I'm going to go with Aslan's unconscious body into one of the guest cabins and...
Yeah, so when you pick Aslan up, he starts to grunt a little bit, and you can tell that he's moving around, but he's still very weak. Was hurt pretty bad.
Okay, so when I head into one of the guest cabins, I'm gonna just, I'm assuming we have, like, there's some form of handcuffs in this. I'd be shocked if there wasn't.
There are several restraints that you can use.
Okay, perfect. I'm just going to make sure Aslan is restrained, and then just
To be clear, did one know where these restraints were and bring them into the guest bedroom, or were they already in
Either.
the bedroom?
Good question.
This is Whisper we're talking about. I wouldn't be shocked if they were already in there.
Yeah, that's your call, Winin.
I'm gonna say I'm going to grab the, like, more heavy-duty, like, actual bounty restraints than whatever restraints are in whatever guest cabin.
Also, friendly reminder, this is an adult podcast, everybody.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
While Wonin's doing that, Guz just goes up to the cockpit to check on Zero, make sure they're doing okay. Hey!
Hey there!
Are you flying?
I'm flying. The ship?
Cool.
Greatly. Yep, I know how to pilot all of it. Yep, that the hands go here and they go forward and the ship does. So I'm doing it.
Okay, well, she just picks up her comm and kind of looking out the viewport. Where are you?
After a moment, Wynn's voice crackles through. Still on the squonk. Don't worry about it.
No, we're out here in space too, so I'm just trying to find where you are on the squonk and where the squonk is.
Can I see the 2000 either on the monitor or visually with my large red eyeballs?
Yeah, same here. Can we see them? Vice versa.
You can visually see each other, but Win and Zero, when you're looking at the computer systems, the sensors are just going completely crazy. There's so much interference with the different gravitational pulls and the different radiation spectrums all over the place. It's hard to get a read on everything. Also, directly ahead of you, before you even get to the planet Yag'Dhul, there are a ton of floating asteroids and large pieces of debris just crashing into each other just ahead.
Okay. Wynn says, okay, have Zero stop moving the 2000. The squonk seems to have calmed down. I'm going to bring the squonk around and at least connect it, though I may not open the airlock yet.
When you say have Zero stop, they immediately just let go of, of the steering wheel or handles, whatever, and just get up out of the chair and walk away. I didn't like that. I don't like it. I'm not for this.
You did really good. Lynn, can you do me a favor and grab Sasha and bring her to me while you come over?
Are you alone in the cockpit?
Does Zero walk out?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm gonna connect the ships, and I'm gonna bring Sasha and Gonk over. But it's really important that we don't let the Jedi on the squonk. Okay? We have trade goods, and we have whatever is going on with the system. So it's better for everyone if the Jedi stays on the 2000.
When I'm pretty sure one end's torturing Yazlan right now.
Hopefully that will distract the man Jedi.
Okay. What do I need to do to keep this? Do I need to do anything to keep it steady while you connect?
DM, presumably, nothing is needed on the 2000.
Yeah, if you just disengage the engines, it's gonna float.
Just disengage the engines. It'll float forward, but at a slow enough speed that I should be able to connect.
Okay. And she disengages unless I need... This is definitely her first time in a cockpit. It's fine.
Yeah, so Wynn, can you make me a pilot check?
23.
You can do this in your sleep. You very slowly connect the two ships together, and everybody inside of the freighter can hear a lot of loud noises as the two ships lock together. So while that's happening, one end you have Aslan restrained in one of the quarters. He is completely awake now, and you can just tell by the look of his skull-like face that he is angry, annoyed, and frustrated. And he asks you, "Where am I?"
Hello. You are currently on the IA-2000. Or did we say it was the 1N2?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was the 1N2000.
Okay. You
Yeah.
are currently on the 1N2000.
1 in 2000 is how Wynn's notes refer to it.
I have a few questions for you.
Get me off of here. Bring me back to the space station. And I
We
will
certainly
not...
can do that.
Well, then do it.
First, you must provide us with some information.
Can you make a perception roll?
Perception, yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm, we'll see. Oh, yeah, no, I only have a -1 to that, so that's fine. 15.
Okay. So he just sighs and says, "What is it?"
First, where are you holding, what's the ambassador's name again?
You actually never got their name before. Elzar just mentioned her. Mentioned Ambassador Pola.
Okay. Where are you currently holding the ambassador?
Oh, I see. You think you're going to save her?
Correction, we are going to save her.
You're not even going to make it to Yag'Dhul.
Well, please answer the question, regardless. Also, point of order, you have a vested interest in making sure we do make it to Yag'Dhul, because you are on this ship.
Some causes are more important than you or I, and some of us are willing to die for them.
Understood. And then I'm going to press a few buttons on my data pad and bring my portable jizz speaker into the room.
Okay.
Well, if you are not going to answer my questions, I am going to leave. But first, please enjoy some music. And I'm going to play the most atonal, mathematically pleasing, just like the most jumbly jizz possible. Just
I can't wait to hear what Chris comes and like edits together for this.
I'm like, I have to think of something now.
If y'all have ever seen Parks and Rec, it's like when they're like, please enjoy jazz on jazz on jazz.
Yes! Yes! So yeah, I'm just gonna play that. Not like loud, not, a comfortable listening volume, but just terrible.
Nice.
And then I'm going to give Aslan like a button, like a pager.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give him my pager. If you feel like you would like to communicate, please press this button, and we will be here shortly. Have a nice day.
Aslan smiles at you and says, "It's already too late for you."
Understood. And then I'm going to close the door, make sure it's locked. Are there windows in this cabin? I want to make sure.
Not in the cabin, no.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna also just check to like see if I can have like an alert if this door opens for any other reason.
Okay.
Just 'cause I wanted to make sure there wasn't any windows so Aslan couldn't escape that way, because they can seal themselves off and survive in vacuums. Cool
Nice.
fact about the Givin.
Just some light sonic torture. It's no big deal.
I've learned more about the Givin doing this podcast than I have doing actual research for a podcast I have to research.
Yeah. So after I leave Aslan in the room, I'm immediately going to raise comms and say, Aslan believes that we are not going to make it to Yag'Dhul, implying that we may experience some difficulties. Aslan is also willing to die to keep this information secret.
As Wynn is walking towards the airlock between the Squonk and the one in 2000, with Gonk presumably behind them, they kind of look down at their comm for a second and they say, I cannot imagine getting to Yag'Dhul is gonna be any more difficult than anything that I have had to endure this entire trip. If I can deal with everything that happened on Coruscant, I'm pretty sure it won't even rank in the top 3.
Also, I would like to make a note, they are unharmed and currently just relaxing and listening to music.
Okay. And with that, Wynn crosses over into the one in as the airlock doors hiss open.
So Elzar is in the main common room, and when that's probably the chamber you're entering. And he kind of looks off to the side and suddenly looks a little concerned. And he says, "Something's wrong."
Wow.
What do you mean?
He looks over at you one end and says, "Did you search the administrator?"
Damn it! I meant to do. Oh god! One end just tears off back to the room.
Wynn quickly reaches behind them with a foot and kind of pushes Gonk back into the Squonk.
Gonk.
No, why doesn't Gonk get to come?
Wynn does not explain this action and reaches over and shuts the door between the two temporarily, but
Okay.
remains by the door.
Yeah. So one end, you go back into the quarters that you left Administrator Aslan in, and he's sitting there and he's closing his eyes as best as he can, and the music is just booming in there.
It's still low volume.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be rude.
Oh, okay.
It's always wise to be polite while you torture someone.
Precisely. I mean, 1N is a protocol droid after all, kind of.
Of course.
So I'm going to search Aslan for any weaponry or any items.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It's not difficult to find. There is something on his wrist. It looks like some sort of a bracelet, but at the bottom of his wrist, there is some sort of like large blue-looking device that is blinking red.
Okay. I'm going to take that. And is that the only thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and please, if you need anything, do not hesitate to ask. And then I'm gonna float away. I'm gonna head immediately to the weapons bay.
Yeah.
Do we have any like torpedoes or anything, or like something that we can shoot? Like.
Not in the inventory, no.
Do we have a torpedo bay, I guess?
This ship is only armed with blasters and laser cannons.
Okay.
There is an airlock.
Right. How well do probe droids do in space?
It could depend on the probe droid.
Are you gonna send 1 and 2 out into space?
No.
Just a reminder,
Maybe.
one of them sneezed and like parts flew off of it, so like
Yeah.
maybe not the
oh,
best
God.
idea to put him in space, but you know, you do you.
Is there a? There's not a torpedo bay on the Squonk, is there?
No.
Okay.
I think it's just like the one cannon, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh.
Now, I'm gonna nerd here
Yeah, I think
because
we might
they
have just
do
thought of
have
the same thing.
torpedoes
Oh.
that they use that the XS class freighter uses in the Old Republic game. Now, we have established that currently, as far as we know, the Squonk only has the one gun operational, and
Right.
we have not added turrets to it. So it stands to reason, if the DM chooses to do this, that there may be torpedo or missile bays on the Squonk that are not operational.
Let's see what the dice say.
Okay.
The dice say there are non-operational
Okay,
weapons. Yeah.
Can
I
add
think
that to our shopping list.
Yeah, I think instead of trying to futz with that, we have 2 escape pods on the freighter. We
Right.
only need 1, really. So I'm just gonna toss this bracelet into the escape pod and just shoot it. Oh, unless
Jess, we're not hearing you.
yeah.
Just we can't hear you.
Oh shit, sorry. I had muted my mic to cough like
No
aggressively.
worries.
But no, I wanted to ask if Lysander saw 1N leave the room again with like holding something, he probably wouldn't have seen what you were holding, but did he see this happen, or was he too distracted by whatever else?
I mean, there's nothing stopping you from seeing it.
Okay.
I don't think one end's being discreet.
Lysander followed 1N and is just like, what is that?
This is a bracelet that I believe is a tracking device that I recovered off of Aslan's wrist.
Okay.
My current plan is to put it in an escape pod and send it away from us as a distraction.
Lysander is gonna go back to the room that Aslan is in.
Okay.
One, he's caught off guard because it's just like, what the heck is playing in this room?
Yeah.
But then he shuts the door behind him and it's just like, where are you keeping the ambassador?
You really think I'm going to tell you when I'm willing to die to prevent the Republic from corrupting us and entangling us? But your sort don't seem to care about such things. Am I correct?
Maybe. But Lysander like walks up to him and is just like, I think you want to tell me though.
Are you using any force mind trick powers?
Yeah. I'm trying to like Lysander's read about like the Jedi's weird mind tricks. He's like, maybe if I think about it hard enough, I can convince this guy to tell me.
Okay.
Lysander's having his Rey in the Force Awakens moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a roll for that to do that, or do I just make a resistance roll, or we'll save roll.
Maybe. I mean, I'll try rolling my persuasion, and then maybe we see whose roll is higher.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
And
Oh,
I'm
that
also gonna
sucks.
I'm gonna also add a superiority dice.
Oh wow, snap.
Hold on. This is my D4, right? Yeah. Or I got a 26. So
Wow. Yeah, so like you're just kind of leaning close and say that, and Administrator Aslan sighs and just says, "Don't you understand? We've done our own analysis. It is inevitable that one day the Republic will fall, as will the Jedi. And if Yag'Dhul is a part of the Republic, we will be brought into war and more war. I am holding the ambassador in my fortress. She will never leave. The Republic will never meet with the Council."
listen, I understand not wanting to be part of the Republic. I'm from somewhere that is not from the Republic. But what you're doing is still wrong. And inevitably, I think the Republic does have good intentions. And I don't know what you're talking about with war, but...
We are good with logic and mathematics. You can easily predict such things just based on current events. That is the gift of the Givin.
We're at a time of peace here in the galaxy, so I think you're just crazy. And Lysander leaves the room. And he's just like, I know where the ambassador is.
And 1 and 2 float up right behind Lysander, and they say, "We heard them talking."
No, you didn't.
We did not hear them talking.
Yeah, exactly. Go take a nap. Go take a nap. It's nap time.
They fall down on the floor.
In the main room, Wynn, who presumably is observing all of this, just kind of turns to look at Elzar, and after a beat says, "I hope this explains a few things."
Elzar raises his eyebrow at you and says, "Actually, it doesn't explain very much."
That in itself is the explanation.
Well, I'm used to the answers like that, luckily.
With that, Wynn kind of starts towards the cockpit. Presumably that is where Zero and Gauze are.
Zero left. I'm not entirely sure where. I think they're just wandering. They really didn't like piloting very much, so I think they're just kind of letting off some steam by wandering the halls of the 1N2000.
Wynn kind of passes by Zero and sort of awkwardly reaches over and pats them on the arm and says, "Good job, you tried."
Yeah, I don't know if trying is, for me. So I'm gonna go not try somewhere else.
I fully support not trying.
Yeah, sounds
And Wynn
good.
gives him a thumbs up and starts toward the cockpit.
Yeah, Gaz is still in the cockpit. She was listening to everything over the comm, so she's just kind of looking out the port windows, looking for anything that might seem like they might try to come kill us. And she's just sitting very quietly, sort of lost in her thoughts.
Yeah, Gaz, can you make me a perception roll?
I can.
And one end, you are putting the thing into an escape pod?
Yes, and so I'm going to do like 3 things.
Perception.
Okay.
First, I'm going to take 6 of our 12 thermal detonators and put them also in the escape pod. Then I'm going to program the escape pod to relay a message saying, "Do not open." So hopefully any civilian who finds it won't open it, but the people who work for Aslan will. And then put the thing in there, and then set the thermal detonators to explode when the door is opened, and then shoot it in the opposite direction.
Okay. Yeah. So, Gaz, you're looking out the cockpit window, and you do see one of your escape pods suddenly jettison. And what was your perception?
13.
Okay. You also see in the distance the space station, and there are 6 much smaller objects seemingly coming towards you.
Oh no.
Wynn enters the cockpit at this point and deftly slides into the pilot's chair. They reach over and tap the screen a few times. It's so weird that I can actually read this.
Look. Kind of points towards the, you said 6 objects?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, fark. And Wynn immediately begins, firstly ensures that the squonk is connected to the one in.
Yep.
And then now in the pilot seat of the one in, begins to move it away from the escape pod towards the planet.
Okay. Only a couple moments go by as you start flying closer to the asteroid field, and there is suddenly a big explosion. You can see like lights, something light up in the corner of the cockpit windows, but it's behind you, so you can't quite see what it was.
What the crick was that?
And at that point, we have to roll initiative. Well, everybody, that is another edition of For Light and Dice. Thank you so much for listening, as always. Find out next week to see what happens to our heroes. They didn't really think they were going to make it to Yag'Dhul so easily, did they? Well, anyway, y'all, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our podcast. Also, leave a review. We really appreciate those. And also tell your friends about us. We would love for more people to check out the show. Also, you can follow us on social media. Currently, we're just on Twitter, @For Light and Dice. Also, the music used in this podcast is made by Grushkov. They are putting out a lot of really great new music. I would definitely recommend checking them out. They also made a full suite of music based on the High Republic novels, which is what this show's based on too. As always, may the Force be with you.